Okay, let's move on to Wednesday's games because one's clear cut. And this one is not. Atletico versus Manchester City. Atletico plus 400. Atletico double chance at plus 110. Listen, this Atletico side are streetwise. They're strong. They're disciplined. Up against the Man City side, who are one of the best two in the whole of Europe, if not world football. Off the back of playing a game on Sunday against Liverpool, where they all played, all their stars played. Man City at minus 130, no thank you. Total, again, is at 2.5 because, remember, it's only 1-0 from the first leg, and Atletico played 5-5-0. Just 10 men behind the ball. And they could do that again because they've got 90 minutes to score one goal, as long as Man City doesn't. And remember, there's no away goals, so they can also win 2-1. The draw is at plus 265. Mina, this is tactical. Again, a little bit like we see with Bayern versus Villarreal with two opposing styles. We're going to see exactly the same again.
I mean, it's very difficult to watch Manchester City's performance over the weekend, which was the literal opposite of pathetic, and not believe that this is the team that really should win so many trophies. It was an astonishingly good performance, but what I also think is that it must have been very tiring as well. And so to gather all your mental and physical energy again to take on the likes of Atletico, who really are the last opponent you want to take on when you're not in the mood and you've just had a really big match to try to win the Premier League. I think this is going to be a tough. I always thought that Atletico Madrid would manage over this tie, and a lot of that is because there was Liverpool and they have to play them again after Atletico. And I wonder if that's in any way, shape or form going to damage Manchester City. They are the better team. But of course, when you have VAR and there's a penalty involved or whatever it is, there's very good reasons to believe that Atletico can do something and actually score a goal. They weren't very good over the weekend. They will know how to defend very well. And they are a team that can bully you. Now, when Phil Foden came on, it changed everything, which is very interesting.
Beautiful
but start him from the beginning, then it also worries me in the sense that you can tire them out and then Atletico can put all their energy into the last 30 minutes. I actually don't know how to do this if I'm Pep. Like, if he does actually overthink this on this occasion, I understand why, because this is a really tough one to navigate. It is 10 men behind the ball, but they really do need João Felix to come through with them for them to manage something special, and you need like a concentration mishap, which can happen for Manchester City. So they need to try to act fast in the first 5 minutes of each half after the break. That would be ideally the moment that City can really try to capitalize on any sort of drop in concentration. I don't know where to go with this one. I still believe in Atletico managing to make it through just because of the fact that I think at this moment in time, City might just be a little bit overworked.
Yeah, and the other one is that we talk about teams not wanting to go from back to front. That's Man City. They have to play it out because Jesus, he's suspended, right? He got booked in the tie last week. So there's going to be no recognised striker. Now, again, Man City are blessed with all sorts. But the players that you'd expect, apart from maybe Mahrez, who came on, they played near enough 90 minutes on Sunday against the Liverpool side. Now, let me take your mind back, Marco, here to Man City versus PSG in Paris. Man City had 70% of the game, and PSG ended up winning the game. I'm wondering if Atletico look a little bit of that tape and think that will suit us too.
Yeah, I think I said before the first leg that I think Diego Simeone would actually take a 1-0 defeat as a positive result, really. And I think Pep Guardiola was pretty happy about it too, to be honest. I think both coaches would have been reasonably pleased with the outcome. But yeah, I mean, the first leg went pretty much to expectations, really, wasn't it? It was Atletico battening down the hatches, defending deep, trying to frustrate and provoke Man City, who dominated possession territory, but didn't find it easy to open them up because that Athletic defence held firm. And I think if you look at the underlying data, City failed to produce an expected goals outcome of 1.0 or above, really, which kind of goes to show how good Athletic were at kind of denying those clear-cut opportunities. And they got so much criticism, I've seen at least on social media and over here in the British press, after that performance because they didn't have a shot. And it's like, well, they're playing Manchester City, the richest club in the world, with a huge budget. What do you want them to do? Go out and play front foot football and get thrashed 3-0? Like, I think they actually went about their business.
Real Madrid did the same thing when they played PSG in the first leg.
Exactly.
94th minute, Mbappe went, and then they go and win 3-1.
there's many different ways to go into these ties and get results. And I think Atleti, what works for them doesn't work for other teams, but it did. And I think what's fascinating now is, they are trailing 1-0. How are they going to approach this? Because I've seen in the past against big teams, when Atleti get to a second leg in Madrid, there's a hurricane of noise at the Wanda Metropolitano or the Vicente Calderon beforehand. They play with physicality. They play with real intimidation. We saw in the last 20 minutes when Jack Grealish came on, the sort of what they can hand out to certain players if they want to, really. There's so much tenacity and physicality in that team. They can make life really uncomfortable for you. So I just wonder whether Simeone will say to them, first 10, 15 minutes, just go for City, put them under pressure, hassle them, harry them, pressure them, and see what can happen, because they're the kind of opening sort of stanza when things like that can go a bit awry for Man City. So fascinated to see if they do that, or if they do just go back into the same approach we saw at the Etihad, which wouldn't be a huge surprise. It worked pretty well in that first leg too. So yeah, I'm kind of caught between a rock and a hard place here about how Atleti will play this, really. So I've ended up with two selections which aren't actually on my sort of official plays, because the markets weren't actually up there yet. But I think Flash, in the first leg, you backed a 0-0 half-time correct score, or a half-time draw at least.
Yeah, plus 140. And we got, remember the cards, I'm searching as we speak, because we had the over 2.5 cards. And if this goes against Atletico, sorry to interrupt you. You go, you talk, I'll look.
Atleti over 2.5 cards is minus 140, so that will definitely go in the book. But the other angle I thought was quite of interest was under one half-time goal, which is minus 130. So even if there is one goal, we get our money back. You need 2 first-half goals to see that bet lose. So basically, if there's 0 goals, we get paid out. If there's 1, we get our money back. And I thought that was fair enough, really. I think it could be quite a tight affair, and quite similar to what we saw last week. But just kind of hoping that Simeone lets them off the leash in that 10 minutes and really kind of goes to work against Man City and puts them under pressure. But we'll see.
How much do you think it changes things that your Carrasco is back? Because that could offer a lot as a counter-attacking threat. If they do sit deep and then unleash Carrasco, it could be something, right?
I mean, that's the thing. They've got such quality in forward areas if they need to. Look at Griezmann. You've got João Felix, who barely got a look in last week. They did have a couple of opportunities in transitions, but City are so good at mopping up that danger that it didn't really happen. But yeah, if you've got Carrasco in there, players of pace, players of trickery, it's quite an exciting prospect from Atletico, and I bet they're absolutely gunning for City this week. I bet they can't wait to get out there and see what they can do.
So Atletico in total over 1.5 is plus 550. Is that? I mean that.
Atletico to qualify is plus 600.
I've already bet on that to qualify.
I know about plus 250 or whatever it was, or 325. But what I'm saying is Atletico could win this game 1-0 and win it on penalties and get plus 600.
Yeah, so maybe go for money line rather than 1.5, right?
Yeah, you could do. No, I mean, listen, I think it's going to be another one of them unbelievable games. Where the atmosphere is going to be great. You're not expecting Man City to buckle, but you're not expecting that. Something's got to give. And 1-0 is never, ever going to be enough. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look then at the official picks before we go to the one game where we're all in agreement. So, Mina, are you going to add anything? Because I've gone Atletico double chance at plus 110. I think that Atletico gets something out of the game, but maybe a draw is not enough. Marco, go over your 2 selections again, please.
Atletico Madrid over 2.5 cards, minus 140, and under 1 first half goal at minus 130. So 2 shorties, but I really like both of them.
Okay, and Mina?
Well, I've already bet on them qualifying last week's show.
Yes.
I'll take both of Mark's.
Yeah, it could get out of hand. The minus 140 for the free. I mean,
Simi
do we know who the
will
ref
probably
is,
go in
Mark?
the book as well. Say again?
Have you had a little look to see who the ref is?
I do, yeah. It's a decent appointment, if I remember right, anyway. I think all 4 Champions League appointments are decent. Who is it? I know who the 4 reps are. I was just trying to put them to the right.
Well, anyway, at minus 140, I mean, listen, Atletico Madrid, they start with 3 yellow cards anyway. So, again, you're going over 2.5, we don't care. Because you know damn well that if this is going in the last 20 minutes, and Atletico, there'll be frustrations. The one thing that always does my head in, and I'll be really quick about this, is when the people on the bench get a red card and it doesn't count. It should count. It's cards to the team. Do you know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
Simeone's getting a red card in this game is just, it's got to be like massive value. Okay, so we're just looking forward to this game because this is an unbelievable game, and there's an opportunity because the winner of this game plays the winner of Chelsea and Real Madrid. So we could actually see a Real Madrid. Is that right? Man City or Atletico play the winner of Chelsea and Real Madrid?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we could see an all Madrid semi-final potentially.
one.
Okay, let's go to the fourth game. No, well, sorry.
Or an all English one.
Yeah, all English one. It doesn't matter to me. I've got Chelsea and Real Madrid.